Today on Artist on Record, Mr. Bob Daisley, Carmine Appice. The fans have questions for you too, gentlemen, and we're going to get them all answered right now.
How do we do that picture, Bob?
I don't know, Bob. Do you know that picture?
Something wrong with everybody's mouth.
You're getting ready for the fans to ask for the question. God. But okay, let's see what we got here. There was a lot of questions, over 100. But I did a pop-up. I did some screenshots. I tried to pick some. You guys don't have to answer. You complete the fifth. Bob knows the drill. Carmine's new here. Let's see who this question is for. Question for Bob. Do you know if there is any unreleased video or live audio with Randy?
Bob has it.
And Hayden Ferguson wants to know.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it of any film clips of Randy unreleased. The only other the audio stuff is what I have of us writing and rehearsing the material for the first album, Blizzard of Oz, and the second, Diary of a Madman. So, apart from that, I really don't know of anything else.
Okay, that's it. All right, good answer. Safe answer. Won't get nobody in trouble. Won't get nobody in trouble over here, you know. And okay, let's see what else we got over here. And I have some questions too, but let me give a couple to these guys first. Okay. Sure. Right here, this is from Daniel Deck 7946. I would be interested to know who invented the vocal melody. Was it Ozzy alone, or was it the producer involved, or did it also come from Bob and Jake?
I vote Bob.
No, I would. Most of the vocal melodies came from Ozzy. Lee Kerslake came up with some of the vocal melodies for the Diary album, but the producer had nothing to do with any vocal melodies. Like I say, it was the vocal melodies were inspired and influenced by what we had done musically. So they came from Ozzy, of him singing over what we had done musically. So it was, I suppose, influenced by what we'd done musically, but from Ozzy.
On that, who wrote the lyrics?
I did. I wrote them all.
That's what I thought.
I like it. Carmine could be a good co-host for me. I'm going to be nice to him.
I knew that, but I wanted everybody to know that.
That's right.
Thank you, Carmine.
Carmine, you're good. I have a question for Carmine. Appice, Appice, you and your brother Vinny.
Appice.
Appice.
Appice. Well, that's why when I joined Rod, I was Appice, and when I joined Rod, he said, "Look, we're going to be playing in front of huge audiences, and you're going to do your solo. And I want to say, Carmine, what?" He said, "What do most people call you?" I said, "Most people call me Appice," and I used to correct him. He said, "Why don't we go with that?" I said, "Great." Then Ludwig Drum Company put an ad in every rock magazine in the world and said, "Everyone wants a piece of Appice." It's like a Ludwig ad. So I went with that, and everything was good. You know, Carmine Appice, Rod, Carmine Appice on drums.
You were Carmine Appice, and Vinny was Vinny Appice.
Well, that's why. So Vinny came out. Vinny came out with Sabbath 4 years later.
Yeah.
And confused everybody.
Yeah.
And they're still confused.
In Italian, your name, I suppose, is Appice.
Appice.
That's the real way to say your name. Appice.
That's my older brother.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 3 brothers with 3 different names.
We did a Drum Wars video when videos were popular, and it was all about the name, and we're gonna have a drum battle for the name, whoever wins. And then my older brother gets on. They're both wrong. It's Appice.
That's all we have time for today, but if you want to become a member and catch these episodes unedited, join today on Members Only Club, and make sure you hit the notifications button. We have more Carmine and Bob coming your way. Until then, we'll catch you all later. Who loves you, baby? We do.
Funny.
That is pretty funny. I like Appice.
Appice.
That's a good one.
Well, when we go to Europe, it's Carmine Appice.
It's great.
Or Carmine Appice.
Question for Carmine. This is from Busey. He wrote, I heard you were supposed to play on Paul Stanley's 78 solo album, but you only played on one song. What happened?
Coming up, part 2 with Bob Daisley and Carmine Appice answering your questions.
Question for Carmine. This is from Busey. He wrote, I heard you were supposed to play on Paul Stanley's 78 solo album, but you only played on one song. What happened?
I played on more than one song, and they picked the best songs, But the song I played on was a pretty cool song. At the end, I did my Carmine drum fills, and every drummer that I've met ever since that knew that era hit me up. What are those fills you're doing at the end? And quite honestly, I don't remember because I just play whatever comes to me. I don't rehearse something and go, I'm going to play that now every time. So I was doing some clinics one time. I had 5 clinics in a row, and the first 3 clinics, everybody asked me what those fills were. So I finally, the 4th clinic, I went to the record shop and bought the cassette. And I listened to it on my Sony Walkman. And sure enough, the next 2 clinics, they asked me what it was. And actually, I knew then. I could show them, But I didn't know what they were. But I did more than one song. But I just came in from Japan with Rod. I was like fried, I went right to the studio from Japan. So I know I played on more than one song.
Here. Right here. Bob Daisley. This is from Guitar Rocks 7776. Thank you, Guitar Rocks. What were your first thoughts of meeting Jakey Lee? Since you've worked with Randy Rhoads on Blizzard and Diary, also, what was your reaction to the outro solo of Bark at the Moon?
I like Jake. I thought he was a great player. They were very difficult shoes to fill when Randy went. And I thought Jake did an admirable job.
A great job.
He was an impressive player. And he played what Randy had played when we had to still do those songs on stage from those first 2 albums, as well as the Bark at the Moon stuff. Jake did what Randy had done, but made it his own and put his own little sort of slant on it. I like Jake. We got on well together. We wrote well together, and I thought he was a great player. Very, very good player. I remember when I was working with Gary Moore that Gary said he was impressed with Jake, and Gary wasn't easily impressed, So I thought Jake did a wonderful job.
I remember when I knew Jake from LA, but when we played with him with Ozzy, he played with his thumb. Do you remember his thumb on the fretboard? Instead of playing like this, he played with his thumb and made the chords with his thumb.
That was to get extra reach.
Yeah, the reach, that was unique.
He could reach higher notes by.
I never seen anybody do that.
Also, what was your reaction to the outro solo, Bark at the Moon?
Awesome.
Well, I just thought that we worked a lot of stuff out together, just 2 of us sitting opposite each other on a chair, just working out the musical parts and so it wasn't just spontaneous. It was worked out, but I thought Jake had very good taste in what he did. Musical note choice. His solos, his whole approach. It was tasteful and well executed.
John Bonham on drums. Moby Dick.
Bonham, I got to ask you, because I don't know the whole story about how you met Bonham and how, you turned him on to stuff, because you were there, before Zeppelin.
Well, very easy. Vanilla Fudge was doing a gig December 26th in Denver. Vanilla Fudge and Spirit sold out. My manager was good friends with Peter Grand. Peter Grand, we had the same attorney as Jeff Beck and Jimi Hendrix and Rascal. And so our agent was the same agent. So the agent called Barry Fay, who was the promoter, and said, look, we got Jimmy Page's new band. We had done gigs with Vanilla Fudge and the Yardbirds, the last version of the Yardbirds with Jimmy. So we knew Jimmy. And the promoter said, look, we don't need Led Zeppelin on there. It's his new band. I know, but we don't need him. We're sold out. So he said, come on, it's only $1,500, you know? Long story short, we ended up paying half of Zeppelin's fee, Vanilla Fudge, to put them on the show, their first show in America. And the promoter paid half. And then we did some more shows with them, and I got to know Bonzo and his right foot. I loved his right foot, you know? And when I said to him, man, I love what you did on Good Times, Bad Times. He said, awesome. He said, I got it from you. I said, I don't do that. He said, you did do that. And he pointed it somewhere on one of my albums. Instead of repeating it, I went like bop, 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 bop with the bass drum. Bop, bop, bop. And he just kept it going, you know? So he got the concept from what I did and did his own thing to it. So we became friends, you know? And I had these big blonde Ludwig drums that nobody else had. I had two big 26 bass drums and a big tom in the middle, big toms on the side and 3 cymbals. And he said, man, I would love to get a Ludwig endorsement. You think you could help me? I said, yeah. Like I said, I always hung out with the opening acts and the roadies, and, you know, that's where we met this guy Clive, who knows Bob. He was with them. And we also had a roadie work with us called Richard Cole. We used to call him the Mortician because he used to wear black long coats all the time. So we call him Mort for short. So he was on with them, you know, and he worked for us before he went with them. So it was like a little family growing there, you know. So I called up Ludwig and I said, hey, look, there's a new band called Led Zeppelin. This drummer is really good. I think he wants to play Ludwig drums. He wants a kit just like mine. Can we do that? And I said, I think they're going to be big. The understatement of what, 7 decades now? You know? So on my word, we sent him a Led Zeppelin album, and they gave him the drum set, just like mine, exactly like mine. The next tour, 69, they got big already. We were playing together again. Now he had my drum set. And you remember Randy Castillo, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Randy told me the story. He said he lived in Albuquerque, so we played in Albuquerque. So, you know, we used to alternate headlining, you know, because they got so big. So one time we would headline, that they might headline. So we were headlining. Okay. I don't know who headlined, but the drum set was on the stage. Let's say Led Zeppelin played. Then they stop playing. They take the drum set off the stage, and they put my drum set on the stage. And it's the same drum set. So Randy said, I don't know what the hell was going on. You know? He said, why are they taking it off and then put it back on? You know, when I met him, I said, well, because that's my drum set. And it was a little different, you know, the angles and stuff. So that's what happened. So then we became really good friends, you know, with Led Zeppelin, and really good. Me and Bonzo were like really good friends. And it wasn't until this book called Thunder of Drums that came out that I would say that I influenced him, because when I said it, like I said before, it looks like I'm egoing out, but this is my life, you know. I'm a truthful guy, and, you know, so every time I would say something about that, I get these bad letters saying, you didn't influence John Bonham, he's the best, you know, that kind of stuff. So I said, okay, I won't say that stuff no more, until this book came out called The Thunder of Drums. I think it was Chris Wells, who wrote for English magazines, and he has in there interviews he did with John Bonham stating that I was his mentor, and stating to Cozy Powell that when he came back from playing with the Fudge, him and Cozy were gaga over my playing and the big drums and everything. And you could tell Cozy had the big drums like I had. And I was the first one to have the big drums, you know? Yeah. And you know, so then after that came out.
26-inch bass drums or 28?
26. You know, and I had the big marching tenor drum was my small tom, and a big snare drum and big toms on the side. Yeah. You know, nobody did that in those days.
No.
I wanted to be bigger than Dino Danelli from the Rascals. He had a 24-inch bass drum.
Okay.
So I did that. He's my mentor. I just found out today or yesterday he died on my birthday 2 years ago.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy. So I put that up on my
Wow.
Facebook, But
Uh,
so that's how it happened, And so then after that, you get like Rhythm Magazine in England saying the man that influenced John Bonham, Carmine Appice, or Bonham drummer, the man who created heavy drumming before Bonham, before Ian Pace, before anyone, So now I'm getting my due, not by me, by other people.
yeah.
So then
You
I
don't
was
have to
able,
blow your own trumpet.
yeah. So then I was able to do it. Now everybody knows, like you, everybody knows I had something to do with influence John Bonham, but I didn't tell you
Yeah.
Yeah.
until now.
John Bonham on drums. Moby Dick.
Okay, here's one right here, you guys.
Oh no!
Here's Dave White, the Rock Oracle. Nice guy. Thank you, Dave, for your question. Bob and Carmine formed Mother's Army with Jeff Watson and Joe Lynn Turner. How was it working with Joe and Jeff? And would they work with them again? And how did they enjoy that experience? Thank you, Dave.
Bob, you can start it.
Okay. Well, I think you phoned me, Carmine.
Yeah, I started it after Blue Murder.
Yeah.
I said, let's do another one. Let's do another kind of Blue Murder band. And I called Bob, and then we called Jeff, and we had this other guy, Jeff reminded me yesterday. I talked to Jeff yesterday, and he told me about, he said, remember when we went to Japan, we had Willie Seltzer, you remember Willie, he was the singer?
Yeah.
Right? We went to Japan with Jeff, and he's telling me all these things. I said, yeah, I remember that, and blah, 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 blah. And now he's redone his whole house, right? He told me he's redone his whole house. The studio is great. We recorded it in Jeff's house in the studio. And that's where I got the name of my guitar, Zeus, because Jeff had a dog named Zeus.
Yeah.
And we were thinking of calling our band Zeus. I don't know where the fuck we came up with Mother's Army. I don't even know what that means. Right, Bob? Right?
Yeah, I think when we were in Japan, when Willie Seltz was in the band, there was a product or a shop or something there called Octopus Army, and then we started thinking about, I don't know, Mother Earth and all that sort of stuff. So we said, Mother's Army.
Mother's Army. Wow. Okay, I can remember that. And then I came and we were outside talking.
I phoned Joe Lynn Turner from Jeff's house.
Right.
And I said, Joe, just come out and have a listen to what we got, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you'll love it. You'll love what we're doing.
Yeah.
And he came out, listened, and he said, yeah. He said, we started tracking vocals the next day, and he stayed, joined the band, and that was it.
And then we tried to do a tour. Remember? In America?
Yeah.
Andre was on the tour. We had a motorhome, but Nirvana and all the grunge was in, and we were like dinosaurs.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to know. Nobody wanted to know from Mother's Army.
All the record companies were flying executives into Seattle.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
That's where the
grunge was going on.
Signing anybody and everybody, whether they were good, bad, or
up there. No guys like us. We got a record deal in Japan, so That was it.
And that was
And I never, when we were outside Jeff's house near the car, Jeff sent me a picture of us shoveling snow or something. Me and you had leather jackets on, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. But we were talking about the names and everything, and I had just got my record deal out of Japan for Guitar Zeus, but I didn't know what to call it. I said maybe I'll call it Guitar Gods or something. And then I remember we were toying around with the name Zeus. I said, Guitar Zeus. Maybe I'll call it Guitar Zeus. Just kidding around. Then that night when I went,
called Zeus. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I went up to, we went to bed that night. And I'm thinking, you know, at night when you're thinking of the day and you think, I said, Guitar Zeus. I said, wow, that's a freaking cool name. You know, it means Guitar Gods. That's what I'm going to call it. Because I had the deal. And then we had done 2 records already. And then they were going to do another record. And I couldn't do it because I was going to do the Guitar Zeus thing. And we got Ainsley in instead.
There you go. There you
But
go.
it was all out of Japan. Nothing in America.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, Joe Lynn Turner, great vocals, man.
Great vocal.
Oh yeah, great voice tone. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
And now he took the wig off and he's got
He looks great.
the bald. He looks awesome.
He looks
Awesome.
great. I mean, he really does.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I had him on the show. Wonderful guy, great sense
Good
of
guy.
humor. East Coast.
Yeah.
Street
He lives
shy.
in Belarus. He lives in Belarus now.
God bless
Belize,
him.
whatever it's called. Unbelievable.
He just had a
Belarus.
baby. He just
They had a baby.
Belarus.
71 years old. Just had a baby. Belarus. Sorry, that's it.
That must have made his eyes water.
Yeah. You know,
God.
and the other, I did a record.
Or Minsk. Yeah.
Yeah. I did a record with him called Rated X. Rated X with Tony Franklin and this guy,
Oh yeah.
Carl, that had a stroke right at the
Carl
end. It was
Cochran.
horrible.
Carl
It was
Cochran.
horrible. What a great player.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great
Carl
record.
Cochran, yeah.
What a great record. Yeah, but it was on Frontiers. They didn't do anything with it.
No.
I just introduced a friend of mine to it. He goes, dude, what a great record. You know? And actually, he heard Mother's Army too and said, what a great record. He said, why didn't anybody hear these records? I said, I don't know, dude. You know?
Unbelievable. But now you can
Yeah.
do anything. So I guess, Dave, the
Well,
other
that
part
was early 90s.
Yeah,
that
it was early 90s. Yeah, the early 90s.
Yeah. When that grunge thing was happening.
Yeah.
Guitar, yeah.
But Mother's
did the
Army,
good-
it was a fun experience for you.
Yeah, we had a good time writing the
Mother's
songs.
Army, we loved it. Yeah, we had a great time.
We had a great time. We'd go to San Francisco to Haight Street, and we'd party, and we'd get pesto pizza, you know. And the first time I ever had pesto pizza was freaking great, you know. And then it was in Mill Valley. We're in Sausalito in Mill Valley, you know.
Yeah.
It was
nice
a great time.
area and, yeah.
It was a great old time, you know. We just. You know, we just hung out. Like, I mean, Bob, you were up there for like a month at a time. You know, I mean, I would go back and forth because I was in L.A.
Oh, that's
Bob-
right. Yeah, you were in
Bob
LA.
Bob was in Australia, and he'd come in or
No,
England.
no,
I don't know if you were in England. You
I
were
was
in England.
then,
Yeah, you were in England.
Wow.
But even though it's a lot further than L.A., you know, I was like 500 miles. I used to drive up.
Right.
You know who we tried out for a vocal? Remember this? That guy that sings with Foreigner now.
Kelly
Kelly Hansen. Yep, we tried out Kelly Hansen.
Yes.
Because he drove up with me. I used to drive up from my house.
Right.
Because I was about 3.5 hours. So he met me in my house, and I would drive up there.
Loads of people on
Yeah, and I forgot why we didn't use him, but he was a great singer too.
Yeah.
So he tried out for Mother's Army, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Anybody else that you guys could tell me that didn't get
Well, we
it?
had that guy Willie Seltzer, who was a local kid. But that's all I think, right, Bob? I don't remember anybody else.
Yeah, there was a few people. There was quite a few people that we auditioned. That
We did,
just-
yeah, I don't
that just
remember.
weren't Right.
I think one guy
Willie
was
got
named.
the
Wasn't one guy named Robert Plant? No.
Yeah.
Well, he ain't no Joe Lynn Turner. That's it. So
Joe's voice. I love Joe's voice.
I knew Joe would work. That's why I phoned
Yeah,
him. I
yeah,
phoned him
he's
in
great.
New York. I said, it's a long way to come, I know. And said, but once you hear what we're doing, and he
Yeah.
fitted in like a hand in a glove.
Yeah, it was great. It fit right
Yeah,
together.
it was
he
great.
really has an
Yeah.
arena rock voice. I mean, I was talking to him about it. I go, your voice is so arena. It's up there, man. It's just
Yeah.
a great voice. Him and when he
Great
was
voice tone, yeah.
great
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
tone.
Great
Yeah.
tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
He took Rainbow to another world with that
Yeah,
vocal.
he did,
of his.
yeah.
It was real
Yes.
Stone Cold. It was
so
great.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go to a Club Lamore's, and when his voice would come on, I felt like now tonight I'm going to get any chick because I had the voice. He had that voice of magic.
Yeah, sexy voice.
He had a good sexy voice.
He
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So if there's somebody watching this that has the funds, is there a chance we could see Mother's Army, another project or recording? You think if somebody wants to do a deal now?
Well, if somebody wants to do a deal, I would do it. I would do it.
I think Joe would do it as well.
Yeah, I would do it, but just like you do albums from all over the world now. Like I just did this Cactus Influences and Friends, and Bob's played on it, and it's everybody that was influenced or a Cactus friend. So like on one track, I got Joe Bonamassa, I got Billy Sheehan, the original guitar player, and my new Cactus singer, myself, and we all did it in separate places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the way you record today.
That's
You
it. It's a different world. You don't need George Martin now.
No. You
No.
don't.
I'm still thinking about the drum sound. George Martin's not known for big drums, I guess, huh, Carmine?
No, he didn't. He had his own sound. It's a Ringo sound.
It's a Ringo
You know?
sound.
It's like a Ringo sound. You know?
That's not too terrible.
No, not too terrible. I didn't know any better. It's, BBA, we did Don Nix. I had a natural drum sound. If you listen to Superstition, it's like we did Chess Records. It was like just natural kick-ass drums.
Yeah.
I remember this album that Jeff Beck gave me, which we did Cactus Evil. We followed this. It was a what was it? Oh, come on, dude. This is I can't the name of the blues artist, but it was his album, and it was a long title like "This is so and so's electric album."
Oh, yes, I know the one you mean.
He doesn't like his electric guitar either, some baloney like that.
Yeah.
Evil. It was no, it just no. It was
not John Lee Hooker.
No,
That's
I just had it in my brain. I'll get it before we stop talking about it.
Right.
Anyway, it was a great record that Jeff said Jimmy Page had this record,
Right.
And Jeff gave it to me, and I could hear Led Zeppelin in this record, the drum sound, and it was amazing. So we did Evil just like he did it on that record, except we did it heavy.
No, I have it.
Yeah,
I have it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
God, why can't I can't remember his name now. How ridiculous. First time in my life. That must be 77 years old.
Let me tell you, you're sharper than me, and I'm 56, so trust me on that.
Yeah.
It'll come to us.
Evil. What's his name? I'm gonna look it up.
No, Howlin' Wolf.
You could look it up.
Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah.
Howlin' Wolf.
Howlin' Wolf.
Oh, Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah.
The title of the album. This is Howlin' Wolf's electric album.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it, but he didn't like his electric guitar either at first. That was the title of the album. It was a white cover with all that printed on it. And the song Little Red Rooster, man. I hear Jeff Beck's song Plinth. It went boom, bam, ba ba boom, ba bam, ba bam, bam, boom, boom, and then he did that in Plinth, boom. That da. You did that in one of the Ozzy songs.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Yes.
Yeah. Sort of. It was in Suicide
Yes.
Solution.
That's right. Yeah.
It's so Howlin' Wolf, so great. You play those on your vinyl turntable to this
Oh
day.
yeah, man.
It's incredible. I love it. Actually, when Eric Singer and I talk, because he's gone vinyl mad, he's so many turntables, he's going crazy. But but I'll listen to all the old records. I'll put the 45s. I have a whole thing of 45s from Dion.
Hey, I'm sorry, there's nothing like analog, man. I got a great drum sound on digital and everything, but when I compare it to like analog,
nothing.
I'm sorry. It's just it's nothing like analog.
I agree completely. Yeah.
No,
no matter what they got, I got something that duplicates analog. It's a program. It's a blah blah blah. I'm sorry,
but it's not analog.
Not analog.
Let me tell you, I was going crazy. Even walking in New York, going outside the Brill building, my wife goes, "What's the matter? You're staring at this building." I go, "You don't understand. This is not an ordinary building. This building, the history, the songs that came out of this, it just was incredible."
What studio's there? I forgot.
In Brill building. In the Brill building?
Oh, the Brill building.
The Brill building. Yes. That's where they wrote Doc Palmer, so everybody, all the hits were there.
I think that media was that media sound in there? Because I think we did Shotgun in there with Vanilla Fudge.
Oh, could have been.
Or we even might have done You Keep Hanging On in there.
I have a documentary DVD on the Brill building, and it tells you all about what
Oh.
was done there and who was it. Yeah, it's great. You can get
Let me know. Let me know if we did something there, Bob. I don't have the right.
He's done so much he doesn't even know. God.
I
Let me
don't
tell
know.
you, you keep me hanging on. I was telling Eric about it the last 2 nights ago. 'Cause I told him you coming on the show. I go, how great! And Eric goes, Carmine was the guy. He was the guy for any of these other guys doing that sound. I go, he's the guy you watched on Sullivan. I go, you think about those drums and everything. Total rock star. You're a legend. That's it. Thank you.
That was the first 26 bass drum on
Oh
that
wow.
show.
Wow.
That
Before
was
I,
groundbreaking stuff. The whole Vanilla Fudge thing. I remember when it came out in like 60. Was it 67 when you first
seven,
got big?
yeah.
Yeah. I remember, watching other bands, just local bands, trying to do, your version of things like Shotgun and Keep Me Hanging On and all that stuff.
I mean, Richie Blackmore wanted Deep Purple to be a Vanilla Fudge.
Vanilla Fudge, that's right.
Yeah, how about that? It's funny.
That's right. Yeah, I think Uriah Heep was.
Yes, Uriah Heep too, and Styx,
Vanilla
and there's
Fudge,
so many.
too.
Yes, and ELP. The list goes on. But we're not in the Rock Hall of Fame. They brought the Go-Go's in instead.
Wait a second. You guys are not in the rock and Vanilla Fudge is not in the rock and roll.
We're not. No, we're not.
That's
like
crazy.
I said, they got the Go-Go's in there instead of us.
That's insane. It makes no
It's a joke.
sense.
That thing's a joke.
All right, next question.
All right, next question. Sorry. Well, I got to ask you, where did you get the name Vanilla Fudge anyway? Where'd that come from?
Well, because we used to do a lot of black music, keep me hanging on,
White
people
guys
get
playing
ready.
black music.
Yeah, white, and Vanilla Fudge, white guy singing soul.
Yeah.
And a girl at a club came up. Yeah, a girl at a club came up with that. We were called the Pigeons before that. And
just as well she came up.
Yeah, exactly. So the label, we were getting signed to Atlantic, and they said, "Man, we got to change the name." Yeah, really. So we were looking around. What do you think we should call it? So the chick comes up. She goes, "You guys like white soul, Vanilla Fudge?" I said, "We all liked it because there's times it was the Strawberry Alarm Clock and all these stupid names."
Yeah.
Jefferson Airplane. What does it mean? So Vanilla Fudge was okay.
Great name.
We did it. Yeah.
Great name. Thank God you met this woman.
Oh yeah.
Picture the pigeons.
Hey, we did a show with Vanilla Fudge. We played with the birds and the seeds. Right, so it would have been pigeons, the bird, seed, pigeons.
Only kidding the parrots.
And that was at the Village Theater that turned into the Fillmore East. The Fillmore East.
Wow. Okay.
Used to be the Village Theater.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool.
All right,
Very good history. All right, next one we go to right here. Oh, look at this.
Oh, my God.
This is a long one. Oh, can Bob confirm if Ozzy Osbourne invented AI because he had to have used, since he alleges he wrote all of the music and lyrics for Bark at the Moon? It's a
Wrong.
joke. And okay, that's from Dave Wright, the Rock Oracle. He's a big fan of yours, Bob, by the way. Thank you, Dave, for the question. Did Bob hear about the question that came about on the Osbournes Revisionist History podcast? Ozzy asked if he would do a song with AI Randy Rhoads and asked if there were any unfinished songs with Randy that AI could be used to clean up. Then Sharon jumps in to refer to Bob's tapes as silly cassette recordings.
Well,
look at the face on that guy. Of course there's silly.
Yeah, well, my tapes have always been played down, sort of thing, with what happened with this recent John Lennon tape, I mean, that was on a cassette tape, done in his house, done in his.
I love that. I love what they do.
Yeah. And nowadays with technology, you can separate things, you can adjust things, clean things up, EQ things separately, so. My tapes aren't bad quality for a rehearsal room. They're actually good, and you could do stuff with them. It's just whether it's possible or I'd need approval.
What did you record that on? Was it a Ghetto Blaster kind of tape?
Yeah, it was.
I used to love those tapes. When you have rehearsals, the drum sound in those tapes are awesome.
I know, because of the condenser mic.
Yeah. With Andy Johns, we took 2 condenser mics playing with Rod out of one of those. and tried to
Right.
hook it into the board to get that sound, but it didn't work.
Right.
But
Right.
it's awesome. So
Yeah, I
those
know
tapes probably
exactly
sound good.
yeah, I know,
I bet
yeah,
those
I know
tapes sound
exactly
good.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
And you with the technology today, they could take the drums off separated, the guitar,
Of course.
everything. It's amazing.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
but
it-
there's snippets of the tapes on Bob's website, and you could hear, and they sound excellent. And a
Oh,
lot
I
of
gotta hear that. I never
yeah.
heard it.
So
Yeah,
if
good.
anybody has not checked it out, I'll put a link down below, and
Yeah,
I'll put
do
it
that.
right
Great.
here that you guys could all click on that. But
Yeah,
the
there's
tapes
like
sound great.
40 seconds each of a few of them.
Send me a link, please.
I
wanna hear
can
it.
send you a
Yeah,
link.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
You
can
know
send
what?
it. I want to hear it. I want to hear that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
anybody
I'll send you a
watching,
link.
anybody
I'm
watching,
just
put your
making a
comments down
note
below.
now.
Yeah, we'll send you,
Good.
get him one, and then also if anybody watching, we want your feedback. What do you think? How they sound? Right there.
You know, this AI thing is scary because we did with Cactus, we did a Pop is Like a Rolling Stone on the last
Sensation?
album we did.
Mhm.
And the singer, one of the singers, guitar player, kind of got sick and he couldn't do it. So the rest of us did the video, and he was going to do the last one. He never did it. So the guy Randy, my friend Randy, created an AI version of him, the whole face and everything,
Wow.
singing, and it's unbelievable. I'll see if I can send you that, Bob. You'd love to
Yeah,
hear
all
it.
right.
It's
All right.
it's a great video, but the AI version of him looks like him, but it also looks scary. You
Yeah.
know, it's really
Yeah, yeah.
scary
Well, the whole
looking.
AI thing is scary, isn't it?
It is
In
scary,
lots of
man.
ways.
It,
In
it
lots
is.
of ways.
It's scary. Don't scare Bob right now. Look how nice his teeth look right here. Don't scare him off. You know, he won't want to come on the show anymore. Okay, let's.
You
see
know, oh, there's that Bob again. There's that Bob again.
All right, let's go to
What was
the next
that next
question.
one?
All right, really quick right here. This is from the Sinjab. What was the method to writing the album where some pieces previously composed and recycled? How involved was Ozzy in the writing process? He's referring to Bark at the Moon.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said earlier, the music was written first. Jake came into the band and he had some riffs and song ideas, and we would sit on chairs opposite each other and turn his ideas into songs. And Ozzy would sing a melody and phrasing over that. I would take a tape away of his melodies and his vocal phrasing, that is the tune of what he was going to sing, and then I would write lyrics to it. So that was the writing process.
For that.
Jake and I would sort the music out. Ozzy would sing a melody over it in with his phrasing, but no real lyrics. It was just sort of noises and sort of made up words and things, nonsensical stuff. But I would take that away and put lyrics and make them fit to his phrasing and melody. So that's how it was done.
Yeah, was it stuff from Randy too? Did you have any leftover stuff?
No. There wasn't anything left
Nothing.
over. No.
I mean, that's how bands really did it. You know, like all the bands I've been in, you get the riffs, you get and then you give
you
it to
put
the
the
singer.
music
And usually the
together,
singer
you
writes the
over it.
music. Like in Black Sabbath, the same thing. Geezer wrote all the lyrics. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, because I guess Ozzy wasn't really a lyric writer. You know,
No.
but there's a lot of bands like that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Leave it to the bass player to come up with all the lyrics over there.
That's
huh?
right.
Let's see that. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we got.
Now,
over
you
here.
wrote a lot of the lyrics to A Mother's Army too, didn't you, Bob?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So wow, I thought you were telling maybe I did. No. Okay. So here you go. This is from Tara. She's one of our Patreons. Thanks, Tara. Did he? Maybe she's talking to you, Bob, on this one. Yeah. Did he ever receive platinum records for the Ozzy albums he appeared on? I know Lee finally received them shortly before his death, so I wondered if Ozzy Sharon sent them to Bob as well at that time.
Not at that time. I got mine way earlier because I went back to work with them in '83.
Mm-hmm.
No
You
More
see-
Tears.
No, Bark at the
No?
Moon.
Oh, Bark at the Moon. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
that's,
sorry.
that's when I started getting my silver and gold. And
I never got a Bark at the Moon.
Really?
working on
Didn't
it.
you?
No,
Yeah,
no,
right,
no,
right.
for working on it.
Yeah, but I went back to work
Yeah.
with them in '83. You see, originally I was meant to go back and do a third album with Ozzy, Randy, and Tommy Aldrich. But then in '82, in March '82, Randy was killed in the plane crash. So that third album was all put on hold. I was with Uriah Heep by then. And so later in the year, they talked about doing the third album down the track a little bit. And then in '83, we started the third album, Bark at the Moon, with Jakey Lee. So you see, I didn't want to get rid of Lee and Lee Kerslake when he was in the band, and I wouldn't agree to it. So they got rid of both of us, and then I was asked back about 6 weeks
Oh.
after that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's how they got rid of Lee. They got rid of us both and asked me back. When I was asked back, we planned to do that third album with Randy, but Randy was taken, and we didn't do that third album with him, but we did it later the following year in '83 with Jakey Lee.
Wow.
But yes, I did get my gold and platinum albums in '83, except for one, and I can't remember if it was for either Blizzard or Diary, and it went astray, and some woman in England had a shop called It's For You, and it was a collectible shop, and she was selling. Yeah,
No way.
selling my album with
I
my
know
name.
that one. I know that
Yeah.
one. When I left
That's how
Rod,
I got in touch with them. I said, "Well, that's my album. It was, I just didn't receive it, but it was supposed to be presented to me." And she got all stroppy and weird about it, and that was the end of that. And she sold it.
I went to, it was in Amsterdam. I went to a Hard Rock in Amsterdam. They seated me
Yeah.
at a table, and up above me was
Your
my
album on
was
the
my
table.
gold record, my platinum record for Tonight I'm Yours, the Young Turks album, that I
Oh.
never received because I had left Rod at that time, and I got
Oh.
a couple from Canada and stuff, but I never got the American one. And I looked
Right.
up, and there it was. I said, "You got to be kidding me!" You know. It's
Oh,
funny,
crazy,
funny about
crazy.
that.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Uh,
It's
That's
crazy
crazy.
it took all that long time for Lee or anybody to get any of their records, huh? Is
Yeah.
that the kind of the FU
Well-
like, hey, like
Well, we told you Sharon's stories already, so really,
I've heard a lot of stories, but I don't know what's true or not from not from you guys. I'm talking from the internet. What goes on there? Some
Yeah.
crazy stories, but I guess that's like the one of these. Okay, there's your record.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You see like one of those. That's it. That's it. I guess.
Yeah. You can get records made by a company in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
That, but you need a letter from the artist. In this case, it would be Ozzy or Rod. But Rod gave me permission to make some records, for
Yeah.
ones that I was missing, and I got BBA records, and sometimes I get some from the manager, somebody that wanted a
Right.
gold record for BBA or Vanilla Fudge or something. But I was thinking I'd never get one for Bark at the Moon. I haven't talked to Sharon since that day that she fired me.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And the next time I saw Ozzy was when Zakk Wylde was being inducted into the Rock Walk of Fame at the Guitar Center. I was on the board of directors for a few years, and I was talking to Ozzy, and all of a sudden a security guard comes up to Ozzy and goes, "Sharon wants you." And I guess she wanted him away from me, Yeah, so.
Right.
But I haven't talked to Ozzy in a long time, and I haven't talked to Sharon,
So somebody out here can write a letter for you, and maybe you could get that Bark at the Moon if somebody's watching.
Nah,
Or
I
do
don't
the
want
right-
to. I don't
I
want
mean,
a forgery. I don't want a forgery.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Christmas is around the corner. If the Osbournes are watching this, it'd be a nice gift.
Yeah, they're not going to be watching this.
You never know. You never
Uh,
know. You never know.
If they are, watch out for the lawsuits. Nah, only kidding. But I love Ozzy, man. Ozzy was a cool guy.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
You
Even through all that stuff, like I said, when he came up to me with King Cobra, He said, I knew you have problems with my missus, but I hope we could still be friends. I said, yeah, man, I know, it's no problem. And he's a good guy.
That's it.
Listen, chaps, I've got to go soon. We've been
Okay,
on for almost 2 hours. You want to do another question?
Yeah, we got 3 more, and then I'll let you get out here. Okay, really quick. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Bob.
All right.
All right.
That's all right.
Let's go over here. And here's one over here. How was it working with Jake, who'd supposedly no-show for important practices and was having some of his own struggles? That's from
I think
Andrew
that was
Beck.
later on when he first joined the band. You know, he was quite reliable, and but I think that came later on. The no show.
Because
that was probably a different later lineup when Jake.
And then he disappeared.
He didn't.
I mean, he
show
was
up
fine
to,
when I worked with him or you worked with him. He lived in L.A. I lived in L.A. We used to go out for dinners with his wife at the time, and Bob went home and Ozzy went home.
You know, his wife Sharon was. She's the sister of Beth Hart.
Say again.
She's the sister of Beth Hart.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow.
No, I didn't. I just found that out recently.
Wow.
Sharon, her name was.
It was Sharon, right? Yeah, we used to go out to dinner with her and my ex-wife at the time, and basically he was a good guy. And then when he disappeared, it was like, what happened to Jake? It's kind of like Vinnie Vincent. When Vinnie worked with me before he joined Kiss, and then he disappeared. Come back 20 years later as a female almost.
Yeah, Vinnie Vincent, huh? That's right. You worked with Vinnie Vincent, Carmine, huh?
I worked with him when it was in my Carmine and the Rockers band, 1980. And he screwed it up. And then when he joined Kiss, Gene and Paul called me and said, what about this guy? I said, well, I think he's trouble, but it's up to you. And they hired him, and he ended up having trouble. And then he disappeared. And he had his wife got murdered or some crazy thing like that. It was, I knew the wife. He had twin girls. I knew everybody, the whole family. It's I don't know, man. Then he came back and he looked very suspect. Wearing women's high heels and the way he dressed and the makeup. It's like my singer Mark Free from King Cobra ended up being a woman.
Really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That was in 1995.
So wait a second. Is that why we're not seeing Bob right now? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's it. Anyway.
This is a good comedy show today. Oh, God. Let's get to the next question. Bob's got to go.
I know. All right, Bob.
Bob got to put on his makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, Bob. Don't get your panties tied and up over here.
Where's my drum?
All right, over here. This is long. All right, dear sirs, do you have any idea why the reactions from Ozzy's management towards former bandmates have been extremely aggressive and often contradictory over the years? Take example of Jake E. Lee and his sacking. One time he wanted to take control, and another time he supposedly had no connection to Ozzy.
I mean, you could answer that. That's the way it was. There's so many musicians that, had problems there.
Yeah.
It wasn't Jake, Bob had problems, Lee had problems, Phil Soussan had problems, I had problems. There's probably some more people. I don't even know them, but it's the way it was.
That's it. Right, Bob? Anything to that one, Bob?
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, really.
That's it.
That's the way it was.
Here's a question right here that I don't know if it's on the screen, but Dave Wright asks, what did Carmine think of Lee as a drummer and learning those Blizzard of Oz songs from those two masterpieces?
I thought Lee was good. I knew Uriah Heep before that, and I thought Lee was a good drummer. And those parts he played were pretty good. There's like the intro to I Don't Know was it, the triplet thing.
Oh, you're thinking of Over the Mountain.
Over the Mountain, sorry, Over the Mountain, yeah. That was good stuff. It's the kind of stuff I did, so I fit right in. It was easy for me to do. But I liked Lee. I liked him in Uriah Heep as well. We did shows with Cactus and Uriah Heep in 1971, when Lee was in it, and
right.
It was good fun,
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Vanilla Fudge is doing Yeah, hold on, Bob.
Lee was
Vanilla Fudge is
influenced
doing a
by
cruise.
Ian Pace.
Yeah, and Ian
Sorry,
was
what?
influenced. Well, Lee was influenced by Ian Pace, and Ian Pace was influenced by me. So it goes down
Yeah,
the
of
line,
course.
you know. It's
That's
it's
what I was
great,
about to
and I love Ian. I love Ian,
Yeah.
you know. But we're doing a
yeah.
cruise with Vanilla Fudge with Uriah Heep in April.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I don't know who's in Uriah Heep, but I know Mick's in it still, right? He has to be in it.
Yes. Yeah. He's the original member.
Yeah. And I remember the singer, the original singer, had a mustache like mine.
David Byron. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the only guys in rock that had my mustache. You know.
Yeah.
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 I used to goof with him on it at the time. You know.
Right.
He was a nice guy. But didn't he kill
Yeah.
himself? Yeah, crazy stuff.
No,
Crazy.
no, he died. He was found dead in his house. He'd been dead for a few days, and
Wow.
he was found in his house. I don't know what happened. What the actual
I heard that he killed himself, but I don't know. Like you said, before the internet,
I
I
never
heard that.
one.
Yeah,
Wow.
Right.
Before the internet.
Well, everything you could find on the internet these days,
Yeah.
huh?
But
Crazy.
they were a cool band. And what's his name? The keyboard player. Uriah Heep.
Hensley, Ken Hensley.
Ken Hensley. Yeah, he's the one. When I got to know him, he told me how Vanilla Fudge influenced him and the band. You know, I said,
Oh, sure.
I said, wow, thank you, man. You know, he was a good guy, and then he went. He started being an A&R guy for St. Louis Music, which was a music company that made amps and stuff.
He had Ampeg amps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No. All right.
Okay.
Here's one more long one, and this one.
Okay.
This one is looking for some gossip over here. All righty, we got Dave. He goes, did Bob and Carmine see the influence Ozzy and Sharon had on Nikki Sixx in the art of lying, embellishing stories, and
Oh
creating
my God.
fiction? now, wait, hold on. To be clear, these are not my questions. Okay,
I'm laughing at.
these are the
All
people.
right, continue.
Can Bob again confirm Motley Crue wanted to fire Mick for Jake, which we spoke about earlier?
Yeah.
And does Carmine feel good knowing that Nikki and Crue have been exposed as frauds? Did Carmine hear about Greg Leon confirming he did not see Nikki Sixx recording Theater of Pain when he was invited into the studio? And Nikki Sixx, Ozzy, and Sharon Osbourne, ... Three people who wrote autobiographies that you can find in the fiction section of your local library. And that's from Dave Wright, the Rock Oracle. That's Dave.
That question was so long, I forgot where it started.
Oh man, well,
I mean, I for me personally, I don't care. You know, I never cared about the track thing. It's just something I told the truth about, and it ended up being a ridiculous thing. And you know, I never knew that they used tracks. You know, but Mick, as I said before, was on that metal show. And Mick was on the metal show, and he blatantly talked about it like a few years ago. You know,
Right.
yeah.
and I went on Eddie Trunk's show and talked about it. And then Eddie said that, you know, Mick told me about it years ago, so it's nothing new. But for some reason,
Well, we talked earlier about the sack what they had planned to get
Fire
rid of
Mick,
but I don't know if it was to get Jake in, but I don't think Jake would have left Ozzy to go to Motley Crue.
no, not at all. You don't lose leave the headline band to go into the opening band.
No, that's right.
That's
That's a big
Really
of
good
a bit of a
opportunity for
stretch. That's a bit of a
Yeah.
stretch, you know.
Jake. Yeah.
That's a bit of a stretch. Well, I
Yeah.
think we did pretty good with the questions, Bob. I'm sorry about taking up most of your evening tonight. And we got to learn a little bit about each other, the fans. You got to learn about them. And
Well, we can do more. We can do another one.
I love it.
This was fun. This is one of the most fun interviews I've ever done.
You know,
Yeah, it's good.
We're having a good
'cause
laugh.
It's relaxed. It's relaxed. We know each other.
It's good.
and
Let's do a part 2 sometime.
I say we do one. We'll bring
Sure.
Eric. We'll put
I'd
Eric
be up
Singer
for
in here with us.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll
Let's
bring
do
him
that.
in.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You
Be
know,
fun.
And Sharon.
This was
That
a
was
lot.
good. That was good, Bob. Hey, wait a minute. What time is it over there in Australia?
Here it's just coming up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's what I thought. You said
Wow.
it's evening. You
Wow.
said it's evening. I was thinking, no.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
you
good
messed
evening,
up.
but it's-
You messed
You're
up, dude.
evening.
Yeah,
No,
we're
not
evening.
me. I didn't
Yeah.
say evening.
I'm looking forward to going to watch some movies on Netflix right now. That's my time.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it. That's
Right.
it. Well, look, Bob, Carmine, I'll edit this. I'll make this look good. And for everybody watching, after this edit, 3, 2, 1. Thanks for everybody watching. Make sure you put your comments down below. You want to see a part 2? Let us know. I'll let Carmine and Bob know. And I gotta thank you guys for answering the questions and being a part of today's show.
Listen, we'll get Eric Singer and my brother.
I would love to
Oh,
bring your
okay.
brother on.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah.
I
And
want
we can get Phil Susan too.
Phil's a great buddy. Yeah, we'll get Phil on too. We could.
Boy, that'll be a show.
Bob, I hope we made you, well, it's our Saturday night, but I hope your Sunday we made it really special today.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's great. It's good. Enjoyable. Always.
Okay. And you know what?
Okay.
Carmine.
Nice talking to you,
Happy-
Carmine, too.
Yeah, and Carmine, happy birthday, man.
Oh,
Happy
thank
birthday.
you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you,
happy
man.
birthday for yesterday.
Thank you, bro. Bob,
Yeah.
it's always great to
Hey,
talk
well.
to you. We always have a good
you
laugh
too.
when we talk. You know,
Certainly.
me and Bob
Yeah,
always
yeah.
have a good laugh.
Good
Yeah,
time
so-
with you,
Yeah.
both you guys.
Yeah.
Both you guys.
Great.
True
Okay,
gentlemen.
cheers. Cheers.
Okay, I'll let you guys all go.
All
We'll
the best.
speak
Look after
later.
yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
ciao. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye, Bob.
Bye, lads.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Carmine, thanks for being here. I'll let you go too. All right,
Okay, man. All right,
Bye-bye.
man. Cut me out. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. That was Carmine, Bob Daisley. Great interviews, great stuff. And if I didn't get to your questions, you know what? We'll do a part 2. There were a lot of questions rolling in here, so it's hard to get to all of them, but make sure you put your comments down below. Tell me what you did like about this show and what you didn't, and make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any other episodes. I am Stefan. You are beautiful. And remember, it's only rock and roll, and we like it. Until then, we'll catch you all later. Now get out of here, you crazy kids. Make sure you like and comment, and also click on the box that pops up on your screen right here. And if you want to see this episode unedited, join our members only right here on YouTube.